Ladies and gentlemen, with a day and a half left to go in my fundraiser and $161 left to raise, I'm talking to you about the economy. Why? Because I put out actionable, tradable information so good, they keep me in a shadow banned lockbox. Selena Wang. Whoa. Chinese stocks plummet by the most since the stock bubble burst in 2015. CSI 300 drops more than 9% after the long Lunar New Year break. China Central Bank has been trying to calm the losses, injecting $21 billion in liquidity. And now the deal is, man, since September and October of 2019, I've said to you guys with 95% certainty, the stock markets are going to WTF, what the funk, crash in 2020. And I've noted several times that even though the American stock markets were at damn near record highs, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates 3 times, which is something they hadn't done since the 2008 financial collapse. So that was a major sign. And then, since September, the Federal Reserve has doled out over $400 billion worth of short-term asterisk loans to banks. And so you have 3 interest rate cuts. You have $400 billion being pumped into the markets by the Federal Reserve. You had Australia totally on fire. You've got riots, protests, impeachments. You've got everything going crazy. And everybody's been like, oh, dude, the economy's never been better. And I've been saying, hey, man, if you have 3 interest rate cuts and the Federal Reserve is literally pumping money straight into the markets to keep them at high levels, the economy is in shitty shape, man. I mean, that's why I don't get into the politics. I go straight down the middle, and I tell you guys the truth. And as I've noted before, you know, the truth community, which was a totally different animal 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I mean, the truth community literally used to be like, hey, get rid of the Federal Reserve. And now it's like, hey, the Federal Reserve should keep cutting interest rates. And one of the weird things is the absolute biggest winners over the last 3 years have been Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Amazon. And you know what? That spells out MAGA. And I am the Planetary Defense Commander. I want no harm ever to our presidents, but I do point out that it is weird that everybody's saying we're kicking the shit out of the deep state as Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Amazon are posting record profits, record stock buybacks, record cash levels. And I'm like, yo, dude, I mean, if you think Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon are your best friend and definitely fighting for the little guy, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. And Zero Hedge getting blocked off of Twitter is a real bad sign, man. And so we are tracking the coronavirus, which has killed over 300 people. And I got to remind you, you can't trust China's data. I have lots of footage from old videos where Katya and many people are saying you can never trust China's data. We have our first confirmed case of coronavirus in New York. I decoded Nostradamus last night. If I did it properly, it says that the coronavirus outbreak won't be big until in the United States till March. And so since about the Dow Jones has been at 28,000, I've said, dude, it's best to, you know, you can try to pick up pennies in front of a steamroller, but if the markets don't crash this year and cool off, we are going to be Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe whose currency hyperinflated. This is basically their stock market chart. And so as you can see, it like went up and then it just super went up. And so we're at about here in the Zimbabwe chart. So yeah, there's the Dow Jones, man. See how like it's like boop, zip, and pretty much from 2009 straight up, regardless of who the president is. It's what fiat currencies do. Fiat currencies are money that are backed by nothing. You know what happened back in 2015 or 2016 when I made a video asking our Secret Service and everyone to keep Obama alive? Obama sent someone from the Treasury to thank me. I met him at a Hooters. And I said, the American dollar is backed by nothing. And he goes, no, it's backed by the most powerful military in the world. So he's got a point there, but I'm still saying currencies can break, crash. It happened to Zimbabwe. It happened to Weimar, Russia. I mean, Germany before World War II. And so if they don't cool the stock markets off with some type of a crash, then it's going to just break in half. Because you could, if you print too much money, it just breaks. You know, like 95% of the truth community is also super pro Bitcoin, super all the time. And as I've told y'all before, I think Bitcoin is a good long-term investment, but I think it is going to crash and is going to crash hardcore. People are trying to say it's a safe haven, like gold isn't a safe haven anymore, it's Bitcoin. So that if everything crashes, then Bitcoin's fine. I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of conservatives are invested in Bitcoin, especially the truth community. So if it started to crash along with everything else, I think people would start to lose their minds. And so this is definitely a double top. And so I think boop, and then we're going back down. And so that's what I do, man. I give you the truth without any bullshit. I don't have any money invested in stocks or Bitcoins or anything other than my channel. And so I think definitely in a real crash, everything gets nailed to the floor. I've said it before. If we see a real crash, I think we could see Bitcoin drop to $1,000 or under. And so with all the chaos, all the instability, the coronavirus outbreak, no matter how big or little it may be, like Starbucks closed half its store in China. They've shut down a bunch of cities. This is going to have major waves on the global economy. And so I'm just letting y'all know, man, that, yeah, I don't know. I've laid out the reasons and I'm not telling anybody to panic. But really, when the Dow Jones was at 28, I've been saying, you know, might get to 29, might get to 30. Heck, it might even get to 31, but like they have to cool it off or it breaks. You know, I don't know. It's like the better I do, the smarter I get, the more shit I predict accurately, the worse my numbers get. But I'm okay with that because you know what? I am big on quality over quantity. And I got a lot of good people who watch my channel. You guys are amazing, but this is a 9% gap down, man. All right. So this has been another update and not trying to make everything doomy. We're staying strong. We're staying cool, but I'm giving you the truth. And so I got $161 to go in my fundraiser. I got an address. And you know what? I love it when I get letters in the mail. It shows me you care, you appreciate me, and it puts a smile on my face because you guys always say super nice things. And it makes my day. Makes the fact that I've been sitting in a foxhole for 3 years because the world is so crazy and everybody's always coming after me. I don't like people telling the truth, I guess. So I got my address here. You can send there. I got a PayPal, a Venmo, a CashApp, a Patron. I only got $161 left to go with a day and a half left in my fundraiser. I'm doing great. You guys are doing great. So I'd like to super thank Tom Vlisseleg. That means all over the place. In Netherlands, is that a language? Super thank you to Yvonne. Super thank you to D. Freeman, Lynn the Texas Angel, CJ. Special shout out to Susan for the mid-month love, and to Mikey T for always being cool. Yeah, man. You know, if you want to say thanks and reward me, if you can, that would be great. I do a fantastic job. And I'm glad. I know that I do a good job at the end of the day. Okay, everybody stay cool. God bless everyone. I'll talk to y'all in the very near future.